Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Leather Armchair Society podcast.
Welcome back.
I'm Grant.
I'm Josh.
This is our second episode. As you can see, we kind of changed our layout a little bit. And that's because we're changing the layout of the show a little bit. You want to explain what's going on?
So we're actually going to split up some topics. So instead of giving you one giant, we'll call it the 32-ounce porterhouse, we're chopping that bad boy up to you. Whatever 32 divided by 4 is.
That's 8.
It's 8. So
It's 8.
we're giving you 8. 4 8-ounce porterhouses. A little bit more consumable. A little bit easier on our ends too. As far as editing and getting it to
And
you
your
guys.
digestive tract.
Yeah, your digestive tract will certainly thank you for not ingesting all 32 ounces of the porterhouse.
Indeed. So here's how it's going to work. We're going to do one topic. It's going to be limited to 15 minutes. There will be a timer at the end of that 15 minutes. It's going to go off. When that 15 minutes happens, that's it. No more.
No mas.
Okay, there is more. We can go on for 3 extra minutes in overtime. But after that 3 minutes, that's it. No more. And we can only go into overtime once. So it's got to be a good topic.
It's going to be good OT.
So, do you use your OT right away? Or do you wait till the very end?
That's a good point.
Anyway.
We'll see.
So, this is our first episode with that in mind.
Yeah.
With this new format. And the audio is still going to be the same. So, the audio version is still going to be the porterhouse, the 32-ouncer. It's just the YouTube. It'll make it easier on us to edit.
True.
It'll make it quicker to upload to get to you guys. We decided to bring it in closer. Make it feel like home.
Intimate.
Yeah.
Our family and friends.
And hopefully the camera doesn't overheat this time. So
That's true.
we're
We're
shooting
using a
for
different camera.
So, yes, we hope you guys have checked out Liquor and Legos, the very first episode.
Just hit 100 views, literally, as we were sitting here.
20 seconds ago. Grant's Rants also is at 99 views. So if somebody wants to give that one more.
Give it a click.
And there will be a new Grant's Rants up tomorrow. That's Monday, August 1st, because I realized we're filming this on Sunday. And you guys won't see it until Thursday.
It's very true.
Which
schedules.
We gotta maintain a tight ship because, you know, we work. We have to adult.
It's true. But it's been fun so far. You think it's been a good first week?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's been going well. We've been getting some good feedback.
24 subscribers. Thank you guys. We have some feedback. Jared, he's first and he wants to make a guest appearance on Liquor and Legos. Jessica, she probably sounds like a jerk, let's be honest. She said she was excited for Liquor and Legos on your channel update, which I hope you guys liked Liquor and Legos.
Oh, I forgot there was a channel update.
Yeah, that was all you, out with the dude.
Yeah.
And then Blasian Hero, quite the response to
My man.
Will the Justice League Suck?
Cameron Carter. How you doing, buddy?
So yeah, that's I don't know, there's something about logging into YouTube and reading comments. It's so fun.
That's nice. It's like a good palate cleanser.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice to give back to you guys. So.
Very nice. Very nice.
Very
Anyways,
nice.
that was a little channel update for you guys. Just as we're just exiting the womb of YouTube.
We're just getting started. It's only gonna go uphill, downhill.
Downhill for no. Let's go.
No, it'd be.
it's uphill as far as content wise, and
we're putting this bad boy into neutral.
we're just coasting. I don't think that's a good one either.
We are.
Things are going to get better.
Only better.
Only better.
So
that's what we're talking
again, keep sending us that feedback.
Yeah.
Keep letting us know what you want to see.
No one said what they wanted to see yet, so leave in the comments what do you want to see as topics.
Give us some topic suggestions. And of course, we got new logos.
Yes, we do.
Thanks to my friend Emily Lee. Thank you so much. She'll be visiting in town starting this week.
Ooh.
So we'll plug her YouTube channel in here. Check out the description in this video. This is going to be part 1. This is going to be part 1 of this week. We should be on iTunes this week too.
Oh yeah.
We'll be going up on iTunes. Working on the Google Play Store.
That'll be cool to get everything everywhere, so no matter what device you're on, platform, whatever, you can enjoy some.
So if you're trying to avoid work and can't pull up a 20-minute YouTube video,
exactly,
you can just listen to it.
Podcast done.
That's podcast life. Or if you're stuck in traffic, you don't want to have your phone out. You can't be looking at your phone.
If you're on I-4,
it's dangerous.
Yeah, don't be playing Pokemon on the interstate. listen to the podcast.
Listen to us instead. It's safer.
We promote safety. You're welcome.
We'll tell you all about Pokemon Go sometime.
True.
Not tonight. That's not one of my topics.
Team Mystic, Lego.
All right. Speaking of topics,
Yeah.
why don't you start us off with the first
So,
topic?
Actually tying in a little bit with Pokemon Go.
Ooh.
And kind of what's been going on with the whole resurgence of stuff that we enjoyed in our childhood, but now it's popular again. Whether it be Pokemon, Nintendo stuff in general, Nintendo stock jumping incredibly high,
Harry Potter.
The Cursed Child coming out, that kind of stuff. First topic I wanted to talk about was like, how do you feel? Not so much how do you feel. What are some of the things that are coming out right now that are kind of digging back into your past as a child that are making you feel all nostalgic? Because there's a lot of research that's been going on with like Pokemon, all that, of the stuff that reminds you of your childhood releases those endorphins and makes you feel good and actually promotes good health.
We are the nostalgia generation.
And we are. And it's, I think, probably one of the coolest things that's been going on recently, entertainment-wise. So I want to get your thoughts and talk about that.
All right, let's start the timer. 15 minutes now.
Let's go.
All right. I think the most nostalgic thing for me, believe it or not, is not something from my past, but kind of elicits those emotions. So that's Stranger Things.
Ooh.
The show on Netflix. We were just talking about it. I'm not going to give any spoilers.
I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't finished it, so no spoilers here.
Yet.
But I was describing it to Josh, and I think my perfect description of this show is it's a combination of The Goonies, Super 8, X-Files, and some Poltergeist in there. And it's just like a hodgepodge of 80s pop culture references and all kinds of cool stuff. Now, I'm not an 80s kid.
Neither am I.
But I love
the 80s.
The 80s.
Yeah.
And it just brings back good memories. Because you look at this and I feel like these kids are outside. They're biking. They're having a good time. Like summers would be with me and my friends back home. We would bike everywhere.
Yeah.
We'd play video games. But now it's a little different. Because, games, they don't have couch co-op. You can't sit in your buddy's basement and play Super Smash Bros. Or Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. You gotta, play online.
Yep.
So I think that's kind of... The show has a lot of nostalgia to it, and I think that's part of the charm that it's having. I think that's part of the reason it's doing so well.
It's tapping into that. It's already going on with everybody.
So that's one of the big things. Another one, Pokemon certainly, but I feel like not so much because it's a different sort of hype behind it. Because it's very much a mobile game, and I'm not a big fan of mobile games. So
fair.
Now when Pokemon Sun and Moon come out, count me in. But let's see. Ghostbusters.
Right.
I haven't seen it yet.
Save that. We're coming back to that later.
Ooh. Ecto Cooler. High C Ecto Cooler.
Yep.
Oh, man, there's a lot of good
There's a lot
stuff.
of stuff going on.
There's a lot of good stuff.
Now, it makes sense when you say that about Stranger Things is, Super 8. If you haven't seen the movie, really interesting. It's really good.
It makes you want to go on an adventure.
It makes you want to go on an adventure, and it's interesting how it ends. Very E.T.-esque?
Yes.
Maybe? But it gives you that nostalgia feeling without knowing anything about, essentially, its setting. When you first get into theater, you don't really know anything about it, what's happening, but you feel like you've been there. You've seen the movie, or you are familiar with the characters.
And the thing that both Super 8 and Stranger Things does so well is, as a kid, you always watch movies. For me, it was Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah.
And you instantly want to go on that adventure. This has both of those, Super 8 and Stranger Things, both have a very good way of bringing that to life. Showing what it's like as a kid to
have that
dream of going on an adventure.
And them actually doing it.
And then they actually get to do it.
Yeah. Which is something we didn't get to do a lot as a child.
No, we went storm sewer spelunking, though.
Yeah.
Of course. There was one summer, me and my buddy tried to map out the sewers in our hometown. Didn't go so well.
You probably could have went to the city ordinance department and gotten
but
the public records.
There's no fun in that.
It's true.
This is our own hand drawn map, but we gave up after a couple weeks.
Oh.
Anyway, what What else?
Look,
What
it's
do you
like-
have? What do you got?
No, because I mean, obviously it's really popular right now. Pokemon Go. I was big on just collecting the cards as a kid. Played the game. I played Blue first. What was your first?
Of course, blue.
Blue.
So even though I chose Charmander as my starter.
Same.
Okay.
That's good. The kid down the
Uh-huh.
street from me, I went to school with, he had Blue, and I did not have any of them. I just had a Game Boy. I had like F1 Racer for it, and I got Contra. I had F1 Racer and Contra. Never beat till this day Contra. Actually have the games in my closet. And he had Blue, so I borrowed it and never put it down. Of course, I gave it back to him, but I just never put it down. Charmander, always pick the fire starter. But I was also big on collecting the cards.
Of course.
As you can see, I like collecting things. And I think it's almost like that. I'm collecting cards, but you're collecting the Pokemon, you're filling out your Pokédex.
Sure.
And I find it really interesting that it's taken a game about pocket monsters from our childhood to get people off of their couches and outside walking actively and meeting up with hundreds of
The
strangers.
funniest part about it is they did this years ago with Ingress.
Yeah.
And it didn't work.
It's huge in like Asia.
Is it?
They just had, actually, I was stumbling in the black hole of YouTube one day.
Of course.
And found an Ingress like championship playoff kind of thing they just had in I believe it was in Japan. They met in a huge public space, sponsored event, tents,
Weird.
stuff everywhere, and these two main Ingress teams literally got together, didn't physically battle, but battled over like these little control points, essentially on the same as you would battle for a gym, and they crowned like a champion at the end of it. It was crazy because there was like hundreds of people in this one space, and they're all outside.
I have a theory about the nostalgia thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think part of it is the fact that it's summer, and something about summer will always be going to the pool, staying out till it's dark, playing hide and seek or whatever variation of it you got with your friends, having a sleepover, and then doing that all over again.
It's all over again.
All over again for days on end.
I think that definitely, like, I don't know if that's going to be the main force behind it, but it 100% helps it. Because you're in that state of mind already. And us, we work full time now.
Yeah.
You think of like, man, I remember what summer used to be like.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting that, I think summer definitely helps it.
Now, a question I have is, I guess not a question, a theory. People wonder why we're so much more nostalgic than our parents' generation.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's because we've seen everything change so fast in such a short amount of time? Because think about
That's
it. We
true.
went from having corded phones and, like, my dad had a pager growing up.
Yeah.
And now we got
handheld
smartphones,
computers,
smartwatches,
essentially,
and everything.
I think so, because like our parents saw a lot of stuff change.
Yeah.
But not to the sense of like we can look at like I know people even that you can probably look at your siblings and see a huge difference of what they grew up with, and even like my niece and nephews seeing like what they're coming into the world and like using every day, like their iPads and stuff. I'm like, I remember I had to use my like accelerated reader books and
Leapfrog.
leapfrog on the home PC maybe.
Oh, do you remember Jumpstart?
Yeah. There's like all about those educational games growing up. And that was like crazy to be able to learn with a game, let alone like video games were just progressing so rapidly that we can look back and see all this stuff versus kids now. We can look at them and be like, you don't know what it's like not to have.
Sure.
Like, I have my Game Boy. It doesn't have a backlight.
I mean, when I was a kid, Donald Trump was talking to Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone 2.
That's right.
And now he's almost president.
Okay.
So I think that's part of it, though.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the socioeconomic state
A lot has changed.
is a lot different now than it was in the 90s and early
Yeah.
2000s even, because
It's definitely it was a peak time.
weird shift.
Yeah.
weird shift.
Just all over globally, like technology, just culture.
And I wonder if this current generation growing up now is going to have the same sort of nostalgia that we do about things. Because, you know, I can turn on, we were just talking about Back to the Future. Yeah. I can watch Back to the Future, and it still reminds me of, like, Saturday mornings with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Just watching Back to the Future.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll have the same, because I don't know how much, because where do we go from here? Augmented reality, virtual reality,
right.
That sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But that's already here. That's, like, already happening.
Like, where does it go after?
Because we've had such a huge leap in between, just in the 23 years I've been alive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you take 23 years from when our parents were to where we are now,
right,
it was much more incremental than ours.
Mm-hmm. Ours was just an explosion.
Yes,
yeah,
because it wasn't just in like one avenue. We went from cassettes to CDs to MP3s in a matter of like 8 years.
Yeah,
growing up.
I remember what was that Nintendo? The headset.
The Virtual Boy.
Like, within our lifetime, we've seen that emerge with green lines and blowing people's minds to literally, like, the Oculus Rift and, like, everything
VR,
happening. You sit in your home and literally you're in the middle of a whole other world versus you sit in your home and you play ping pong against Mario. Like, it's just crazy how quickly that stuff has become accessible. Because, I mean, there's always technology out there, but it's the fact that it's accessible by everyone now. I think
nostalgia is important, though.
Yeah.
I think it keeps us grounded. It gives us an escape, you know?
Yeah. It gives you that, like you said, grounded. It gives you that point to think back and remember where you came from, the good times when you really didn't have any worries. You didn't have to pay taxes. You didn't have a job. You didn't have really worries for the most part. And then just, like, the whole science behind it, as it releases those endorphins, good feelings, and it's healthy for people. I think that's gonna be interesting too, though. Is like, for example, you said Pokemon, not necessarily Pokemon Go, but like Pokemon Sun and Moon, like that. You're signed up for that 100% because that gives you that feeling back to original. Yep. Like a lot of children's hospitals are doing, using Pokemon Go, and gets the kids out of their beds to move. Just like it's getting all of us out of our homes and moving.
Gives them a distraction.
It's a complete distraction. And I know back in Birmingham, where I lived previously, they have groups that will go out and just put lures around the Pokestops at the children's hospital.
That's awesome.
All the time, just to get the kids something to do and bring more Pokemon, therefore more things for them to do.
Well, it's also funny because I remember growing up, Pokemon was so taboo.
Oh, like, 100%.
I mean, I'm sure it is. I don't know. I'm not an elementary schooler, nor am I an elementary school teacher. But, like, I'm sure it just as much is.
Yeah.
But, like, it was not an okay thing to do.
It was huge. I think it's such a staple now, too. Kind of like Harry Potter when it first came out.
Yeah.
Very similar. Like,
whew.
Like,
you know.
Yeah. I went to a little bitty private school. I graduated with 46 people. Went literally from kindergarten through 12th grade. And really heavy Southern Baptist really influence in the whole city I grew up in. And Pokemon was just like people losing their mind. Yeah, like they got their names out of like the Egyptian Book of the Dead and all this. Like, I'm like,
it's just funny because it's actually just a bunch of puns thrown together.
It's like, I just like my giant fire lizard. What's going on? So they banned him from our school. Harry Potter, like, don't even talk about. And now it's even like my parents were definitely not Harry Potter fans. Like Pokemon, they were like, yeah, that's Pocket Monsters, whatever.
My dad was not a fan of either.
Like my parents were not a fan of Harry Potter, and now they like own all of them because it's like, I don't know, it's very interesting.
Yeah, I think we live in a time where people are much more open minded.
That's true.
So I think
and to see that
you have
the franchises, yeah, especially like everyone being more open-minded, more accepting of just new stuff to come out, and seeing the franchises like mature with us as we've grown up is really cool. It's like Pokemon started super simple, and it's gotten more and more and more complex, and you know, kids still pick up and go with the game, but we've seen it progress, or Harry Potter gets darker as you go along the
God, now I regret not buying that book today.
Ooh.
I should have bought it.
We went to last night actually, midnight. It came out, right?
Yeah.
Kershaw and Grant didn't get it today, so.
I was going to, but
It'll always be there.
I bought Legos instead.
Yeah. So, Liquor and Legos, next episode, you better get excited.
It's going to be real good.
But yeah, I think it's just interesting of the nostalgia that all the stuff is bringing back.
I love
to
it,
us.
though.
Yeah.
I love it, though. It's good.
Fun.
It's a good escape. You know?
Yeah. Cool.
I think
That's-
we beat time.
I think we
Look
beat
at
the
that.
clock.
We've got 56 seconds. We beat time. That's nostalgia in a nutshell.
Clean my hands of that subject.
And that's what I'm naming that topic. So, we're going to take a quick break. Literally, you guys won't even notice it's a break. If you're watching this on YouTube, you'll notice it's a break because it's a different video.
Yep.
But thanks for watching. If you're listening, hang tight here. We'll be back in just a second.